Oh, what's up, everyone? Alright, so we're back out here the next day. We did mite counts on these two hives yesterday. It's the morning of July 4th, so happy 4th of July, everyone. We're going to be setting up our treatments on these hives, get the mite counts knocked down. Alright, give them a little smoke on them. What we'll do is, this is a pool of honey. This one has a clean excluder on it. We're going to drop all the brood down to one level. And that one, and put it in one box. And treat just one. Knock them off. That way we can keep our queen down there. Alright, so how we set these up for our Apimaye, this is our thermal heating unit. We'll put it down here. That's the temperature sensor. Off to the side. So in Apimaye we have, it's pretty easy to get these up to temp usually. We just cut this little lip out right here. The unit just fits nicely on the tray then, and it slides in the back. Then we use the sensor. We put it up here. We usually run it through. Run it through there. And we just lay it in there like that. With a little bit of fir cone propolis, it'll hold it up. And then we seal it up. Close these off. Open that, and take our tape, and we'll close up the back entrance here. So this one is an 8-frame unit in a 10-frame box, so we're going to see if we can get it to come. Hopefully we can. Usually you don't have to close these up too much with tape, but I grabbed the wrong unit, so we're going to see if the thing can come up. So there we go. We might take off that upper vent, maybe. We'll see. So we'll fire up the generator and get it going, and then we'll set up the next one just the same, but this one we'll use a 10-frame on it. Alright, so I'm going to do a voiceover. Generator's running, it's pretty loud. So we're going to set up this other Apimaye right here. We're using a 10 frame underneath it. exactly the same way. There is no queen excluder on this Apimaye. What we're going to do is transfer all the brood down to one box. We'll take the honey off and set it aside. Now we can treat with honey on, it doesn't hurt it or anything like that. I just prefer to treat in a single box. I'm after treating only the brood. The heat kills the mites not only on the bees themselves, but also under the brood, the capped brood. So that's the main area that I'm targeting. Alright, so now what we're doing is we're allowing the units to bring the hives up to temperature. It'll be around 106 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Apimaye usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes to reach temperature, mite killing temperature in a wooden hive. It could take up to 45 minutes depending on full sun, temperature outside, humidity levels, single versus double, things like that. So how packed the hive is also. Inside the boxes is all the brood. We shook off the bees, as many as we could get in there, and the queen's in there also. And now we just wait for it to come up to temperature. So the units have come up to temperature. It took about 18 minutes to reach. The green blinking mite is the temperature in mite killing mode. So we've opened them up to allow airflow. The bees will come out. They're starting to come out, as you see here, and they will hang out on this side so you can feel some of the heat coming out, and it just radiates up and down this cluster right here. So what is going on is the unit has come up to temperature around 110 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's going to hold this temperature for around 2.5 hours. The high temps kill the mites on the bees themselves and also underneath the brood cap, and that is where we are trying to trigger the killing of the mites, is underneath that brood cap. That is where the reproductiveness of the mites come from. So we are targeting the mites at its core. Now, like I said, it does take 2.5 hours from this point once you reach mite killing temperature. Mite killing temperature in these Apimayes can take anywhere from about 10 minutes to 20, 25. I usually hardly ever will go over a 25-minute mark. In wood hives, they can take upwards of 45 minutes to reach it, and then you have the 2.5 hour of treatment. So it is a long process. It is difficult to do on a large scale. It is without multiple units running. We have multiple units. We treat once we get a yard like this going, then we move on to another yard and set up treatments, and we just keep working that way through the whole day. But just having a few of these around for anybody that has multiple hives is going to be hard. It's a long process to do as well, so that hinders a lot. You know, it's not as quick as just putting some oxalic acid in there or dropping some strips. But our customers appreciate that we don't do it that way. That we use just heat, and you know, we don't mind it. It'll take me a long time to get through my operation, but
We just work it every day. We treat hives and we just keep going. This is why we do our mite counts. Our hives that have the alcohol wash that only come in at like 1 mite or something, and we bypass that treatment. We start with the ones that need the treatment first. So if you recall yesterday, this hive over here had 28 mites in an alcohol wash. This one had 18 or 19 in an alcohol wash. We're going to count all the bees in the cup that were in here, so it's more than the regular half a cup, 300 bees that we use. We'll see where it is, the percentage at, get an idea of what we do. So but this is just how we set everything up, how the process of doing it, of using the thermal heat. Now there is, I have to say, the product that we use is Mighty Mite Killer. It's made by Beehive Thermal Industries. They have a Facebook group that is Mighty Mite treatment users. It's a very good group. It's a clean group, informative. They have lots of information on there. The members are very good. Go over there if you're interested in it. But due to COVID, the production of the units have been shut down. It's halted. I don't think they're going to get back up this year. I'm not for sure. As soon as the manufacturer can get parts coming in, and what they're waiting on is like the microprocessors and stuff, which is affecting the industry all over the place. It's the reason why we have car shortages right now and things. So that is a big downside. Anybody looking to do this right now, you're not going to be able to get this unit that we use. There is some other products, I believe, out in Europe. You might be able to get shipped in. I don't have any experience with them. You know, we're not in partnership with these people or anything like that. We just use it. I've been using it for a number of years now, and they do what we need to do. And you know, we like doing it this way. It's not for everybody. Again, the time is huge. It's not a fast treatment by any means, but there are options out there for those that want to treat their hives, want to knock back mite levels, but not go down the whole pesticide, miticide type treatment route. You know, so when this guy his name is Lynn Williams, that developed this product, came up with it. When he gets back into production, man, he's going to be hitting it for sure. I know that. He's working on a second unit as well, a little bit better upgrades, maybe make a little bit treatment time maybe a little bit shorter or faster or something. So we'll see how he comes up with during this time when he gets it going. But you know, he's anxious to get it going. It really sucks on his part that he can't do it. It's a good product, you know, for at least for our area. Heat, cooler temperatures have a hard time in the wood hives, especially coming up, and also humidity plays a huge factor into it as well. So there's ongoing tests being conducted with people that are out here doing it. We've been involved in a test with the Honeybee Research Center as well, trying to find out virus loads and if heat has anything to do with combating virus loads in the mite or in the honeybee, that the mite will give off, or that spreads to the colony as the mite infestations get bigger and stuff. So right now there's a whole bunch of data being processed, and you know, it's exciting. You know, I think technology will eventually get here to where it's more feasible for large-scale operations. Like I said before, I don't think anybody wants to use stuff in their hive. but until things get better or the bees just develop a natural immunity to the mites, or better queen genetics get spread around, mites are here, and some people want to treat high mites. Treatment free is an option. It's a hard option. It's a long road to do it, but it can be done if you have the patience and the time. We practice it. Not all of our hives get thermal heat treatment. It's just our big ones that have high mite populations in it. But we're constantly striving to requeen and get genetics that are just better to our area, and stuff for our hives. So, but that is what we use. I'll show you our generator that we use. You hear it in the background. That's what's powering this. It's a Craftsman. That's what we use. We can run, I believe, 4 of them off of that generator. So, but that's just the heat treatment that we use, how we do it, how we set it up. And now we'll go check other hives and come back in about an hour or about 2 hours and get this all taken down and go treat some more. Alright, so we're back out. This unit has performed its treatment. It's 2.5 hours. That blue and green light there lit up with it solid means it's finished. This unit is still ongoing. So I will do a voiceover so we don't have to keep listening to that generator. So now what we will do is the tear down of the hive. So now what we will do is we'll take a look at the bottom boards on the mite tray and see what the mite drop is, and get them counted as well, and see where we're at. So at this point, what I do is I take a bottom board or a lid, I put it underneath the hive. This helps collect the bees that may fall down there. I'll expect it for our queen. Make sure she's not on there, that she come back into the hive. I don't really ever pull all the frames out after treatment and check. I just gently open these lids, take the lid top off, and shake the bees back into their hive. I will now remove the temperature sensor from the hive. At this point right now, what I find is the colony becomes almost like swarm-like. They're extremely docile. I don't find them being aggravated ever or anything of that nature. It's pretty cool that they enjoy the heat. So now we just roll everything up. You want to make sure that you're careful. The unit is hot. Pulling it out, it can burn you, so be cautious with that. So now what I'm doing is simply using the hive tool. I'm scraping away the bees. They're falling down on that board that I have on the bottom. This is just to limit the amount of squishing we do. I know some people will treat, they let them all go back in the hive, but I don't have that time, so we just knock them away and then remove the units, put the top box back on and stuff, and the bees will, when the hive cools down over the day, bees will all go back in. At this point, I will come back in about 10 days from now, and I will do another alcohol wash, and I will see where the mites level is at that time. I will also share those results for the 10-day, and then I'll also do a 30-day on these hives to see mite fluctuations on these two colonies here. So we're just putting the hive back together. These Apimaye, they come with these feeders. I also use an internal feeder with them. One thing though, for people in hot climates or when it gets really hot in the summertime, as long as your hive has enough food and stuff, you can put just plain water in these feeders, and that will help them cool their hive off. So that's an option. You don't have to use it always for sugar water. You can put water directly above them or in the internal feeders and help them cool their hive off if you find that necessary. So now we take the lid that I had out on the bottom. I'll inspect it for the queen. The queen does sometimes come out. If she does, in my experience, is just brief. She usually stays in, but we still check over the colony. As you can see, I'm closing the top entrance. The queen excluder is on there, so in case she is in that cluster there, she will go back in to the bottom box. Make sure everything is open so that the colony can come back in when the hive cools down. So now we'll just put the lid on. Get them locked up. This hive is treated now. It's gone through its treatment. So we will head over and check out the mite tray and see the mite drop. Alright, so here is the board after it is cleaned. There's a small hive beetle. If the beetles do get trapped in the heat, it will kill them. Get this grass out. So, let me see here. Okay. Alright, as you can see, if it'll come into focus, this is the mite drops. So all these little brown dots right here, those are mites. I'll get a quick count on here and see what they are. They're all over this board, so that's a good kill. There are even some down here underneath this. Those are mites right there. That one, that one, that one. So I'll get a count right quick and see what we're looking at. Alright, so for hive 41, which I believe it had 28 mites in the mite alcohol wash, there is 156 dead mites between the board and this bottom board. So we will see what it is in about 10 days, where our mite levels is. So this is just the Varroa mites that are just the mites that are on the bees themselves and stuff. The heat will also be killing all the mites under the brood, under the cap brood as well. So, and there's mite drop. No, the mite drop goes up to like day 21. It will be more mites tomorrow dropping, and they've been counted all the way up to 21 mite drops. Day 21 of mite drops. So it continues to work, but you know, that's a lot of mites that are dead now in this colony. We'll see how it's doing in about 10 days. Alright, well, we're gonna go finish up the next one and get another treatment going. You guys have a good one. We'll catch you on the next one. See ya.